Time possession, more first downs, but they trail by 7 points as Kenny King, number 33, got the Raiders off to a flying start with this 31-yard touchdown run in the first quarter.
King getting outside very quickly behind the blocking of number 30 Van Egan. Good block right there. 65 Mickey Marvin leading the play, but it's King's speed that sets the play up, and he gets the block, the final block by Marvin, number 65, sprints into the end zone, gets Oakland off on that quick start that they so much wanted against these San Diego Chargers.
Chargers came back. Merlin, 5-yard run by John Cappelletti for a score to tie it at 7-7. Then in the second quarter, Jim Plunkett hit Dave Casper a long 35-yard pass to set up a 42-yard field goal by Chris Barr to make a 10-7 lead. Here's that pass. Plunkett going deep down the middle to the man they call the Ghost, Dave Casper.
Plunkett had set up the deep shots in this first half by going first underneath. And Casper showing, or that's Branch showing great speed deep as they fire the ball deep to him there. He just outran the defenders into the end zone. But as you said, there was a very fine pass earlier to Casper, also a deep shot.
That set up the field goal. Now here's Cappelletti as we go to the San Diego Charger 5-yard run as Cappelletti found his own hole.
Overcommitment by the defense, and Cappelletti just sidestepped into the open air and walked into the end zone. They were able to do that because the defense really overcommitted itself, did not protect the backside on the line of scrimmage.
And the other 3 points came on a Benershka field goal, but the Chargers actually had a touchdown. It was called back in a 5-yard penalty, and Benershka had to kick a 25-yarder. That's made it 17-10 at the half, and there are the statistics all in San Diego's favor.
Typical imbalance, passing and rushing for San Diego. Pretty sound statistics for the Oakland Raiders. You see the imbalance in time of possession, but of course the most important statistic at 17-10 on the board.
And Benershka kicks it off to the Raiders to open this second half. Skids to Matthews at the 6. Ira Matthews of Wisconsin to the 20, to the 30. Oh, he's tripped up at the 33-yard line, and a fine tackle by Hank Bauer. He's the star of that San Diego specialty teams, and he made what could have been a saving tackle as Matthews had a big head of steam heading for the far sideline. So let's reintroduce the offense as Jim Plunkett takes the Raiders onto the field. It'll be Plunkett at quarterback. He'll have Kenny King and Mark Van Egan as running backs. Cliff Branch and Bob Chandler the wide receivers. Dave Casper at tight end. Shell, Upshaw, Dolby, Marvin, and Lawrence are the offensive linemen. Russ Washington, we understand, has torn ligaments of the knee. That's bad news. And Louis Kelcher, no report as yet. Both wide receivers to the left on the 32-yard line. Van Egan gets the first call and drives out to the 37-yard line. 52 Ray Preston and 55 Bob Horn made the tackle for San Diego. Wilbur Young, number 99, has moved into the left tackle spot for the injured Louis Kelcher. He played very well last year, and there in fact was voted the most outstanding defensive lineman by the Chargers, even though Dean was voted the outstanding lineman in the entire AFC. The 37, second and a long 5. Van Egan again right into the arms of Bob Horn, the middle linebacker from Oregon State. Very little gain. It'll be 3rd and 4.
2 big plays back-to-back by the middle linebacker Horn. On the first, he read the play to the outside, flowed wide, made the stop near the line of scrimmage. On that one, reading quickly, just fired up into the line of scrimmage, met the ball carrier right on the line, stopped him cold, puts Plunkett in a 3rd and 5.
Arthur Whittington replaces Kenny King. Whittington is out on a flanker right. It's a triple right formation for the Raiders. From the 37-yard line, Plunkett, good protection, finds his man Whittington. First down at the 43, just enough. Woodrow Lowe, linebacker from Alabama, made the stop, a 6-yard gain.
Let's go down and look at the action on the line of scrimmage. Number 79, Gary Big Hands Johnson, just trying to bull his way over Gene Upshaw. Number 73, number 50 is Dalby, but he's crowded up in there by number 99, Wilbur Young. Young being pushed to the inside by 65 Marvin. They're bumping them together, keeping them away from the quarterback. Good job of protection by the Oakland Raiders offensive line.
On first down, Van Egan squirming out to the 45-yard line. Gary Johnson made the tackle. I think we should point out again, Merlin Olsen, because it's a big part of the game story, that Fouts, who has been protected so very well all year long, was sacked 4 times in the first half, while Plunkett, who was sacked 5 times last week, was protected cleanly. Didn't get his uniform dirty in that first half. Second down and 8. At the Oakland 45, the Raiders lead 17-10. Plunkett for the injured Dan Pastorini at the controls. Whittington, a flag down as Whittington gets it out to the 49-yard line. Looks as if it'll be holding against the Raiders.
One of the toughest blocks in football is the onside cutoff for the offensive center, and I believe on that play, number 50, Dave Dalby, ticketed for grabbing Wilbur around the legs. Big Wilbur getting to the outside and doing a falling job, but I think he was tackled from behind.
The Raiders penalized 35 yards in the first half, 25 for San Diego, but the penalty calls against San Diego were much more difficult to digest. It was against Dalby, number 50. And one of them actually cost them 4 points. Houston with a field goal to draw within 1 of Kansas City. The Chiefs beat Oakland here last week, their first win of the year. The Lions, after suffering their first loss last week, now lead New Orleans in the third quarter. Second down 18. That's King in motion. Plunkett screens it. A flag is down. Van Egan with the ball. And he runs right over a tackler, and he's all the way to the San Diego 49-yard line. Ray Preston finally got him out of bounds. Now let's check the flag.
It looked like a tripping call on the line of scrimmage. I think thrown on Mickey Marvin, the right guard. Of course, that's something you don't see very often, but you can't use those legs to trip a defender or trip a runner. It's illegal to do that. Mickey Marvin going head up on big Wilbur Wright was one of the guys at the head of the airplane.
Yeah, but I tell you what, he put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
He put some people in the air, too.
Of course, he worked with Orville, and they used a lot of stunts in those days.
Offense, number 65, tripping.
Good call, Merlin. He had Marvin all the way. 65. You defensive lineman, you knew all those penalties against the offensive lineman.
I remember those. Those are the ones that you never got called, that you wanted to have called. But it is a tough call, and Wilbur's so big that he's not hard to see that on. Some guys don't lose their footing on that and won't be called.
So instead of a big gain all the way to the San Diego 49, have been close to a first down. Now long yardage. Plunkett, Jones putting pressure on, gets away. Wide open up the middle. The 40, Chandler got to about the 43. They'll allow progress at that point. Glenn Edwards came up to pop him, number 27, an 18-yard gain on the scramble by Plunkett. Always could throw pretty well on the run.
Plunkett doing a good job of evading a very vicious rush. Watch him here. Using his good vision, he sees the pressure coming right there. Steps up, avoids one man, a second man. Using his speed, stops at the line of scrimmage, sees Chandler open, gets it to him. Chandler is coached by a lot of white shirts down there. Does a little ballet dance, but ends up with a lot of them on top of him. Picked up what they lost on the penalty. It'll be third and just more than 10.
Ball at the 43. Chandler's first catch, as you saw. Again, good pressure. And Plunkett stays on his feet. But he does not get the first down at the 47, and a flag goes down. There may be a face mask or a blow to the head. I believe that's what it was. It appeared as the tackle was made that Woody Lowe got Plunkett up around the face. You can't hit that man in the helmet, and it looked as if a forearm might have strayed high.
No question that they did call that penalty, and Plunkett is still on the ground. They're holding him down, telling him to take his time.
Yep, there are the smelling salts, and there's the rookie, the #1 draft pick, Mark Wilson, number 6, tuning up, the All-American from BYU. Let us say something whether Wilson gets in or not. Yesterday in watching practice, voluntarily, 3 different Raiders at 3 different times, and all veterans said one thing: this guy is going to be great. Mark Wilson.
51 on the defense.
Let's take it back to the line of scrimmage after we finish the call and watch the play. Plunkett again, using his mobility. This is something that you haven't seen out of Oakland quarterbacks in a long while. Neither Stabler nor Pastorini very mobile. Plunkett fighting to keep on his feet. Does a good job of breaking loose. Now watch the blow right here. The forearm, apparently not an intentional forearm. It looked to me like Plunkett almost dodged into that elbow, but still, the call is a good one, and it's done for a reason. They do not want defensive men, linebackers, whoever they are, coming with those elbows at ball carriers and quarterbacks. That's why the penalty was called.
Plunkett from San Jose, I don't think he could spell it right now. He's still a little wobbly as he rests on the bench, and Mark Wilson comes in, ball at the 38 after the 15-yard penalty. The Raiders do not have another quarterback who is listed as such. They have a couple of emergency guys. Derek Ramsey, who was a college quarterback at Kentucky, would be one of the emergencies, and Ray Guy the other. They would probably use Ramsey because if Guy was injured, that takes away their kicking game. But it's Mark Wilson. This is his first play in the National Football League. He has a first down for the Raiders at the 38. Give it to Derek Jensen, and he's inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line.
I have a feeling we'll see more of Jim Plunkett today, and if we don't, what a great day he has had. He really has done the things that he wanted to do. Talked to me, he said, hey, I just want to cool down a little bit out there. I don't want to make the bad pass. I don't want to get my offensive line in trouble by scrambling to the outside, which he had done last week. And you notice his scrambling today up the middle, picking the open spot. But when you're thrown into a game, very often your reactions are not the ones you would choose, but those that you've been conditioned to.
Second down and 6, and Mark Wilson's first throw as a pro is complete. Chandler, first down, 24-yard line. And the crowd on their feet cheering the rookie from Brigham Young.
Bobby Chandler said of Mark Wilson, he said he really knows how to throw the football. And he knows how to put the right kind of finesse on the ball. He also knows how to stand in the pocket. Takes every available second, examines his receivers carefully, finds Bobby Chandler open and gets the ball to him. Watch the pressure that he stood in there against. A lot of people coming. Young man, very cool. Leroy Jones, number 68, finally covers him up, but not till he got the ball off.
First down at the 24, and Derek Jensen fighting close to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and about 6. Jensen from the University of Texas Arlington, a third-round pick, is in his second year. Fred Dean and Ray Preston made the tackle. There's Wilson. He's angular, 6'5", 205. Built much like the man who preceded him at BYU, Gifford Nielsen, also very tall. Well, you're watching him warm up yesterday. You just had to admire Wilson's arm action. He has such an easy flow as he throws the ball, almost effortless. Second and 6 at the San Diego 20. Wilson in trouble, throws it up for grabs. Oh, Ray Preston came over and knocked it out of the hands of Willie Buchanan. Buchanan had a certain interception, and Preston, not realizing Buchanan was there, actually broke up the chance.
Well, certainly Mark Wilson will learn a lesson, hopefully, from that play. Never should have thrown this football. Leroy Jones has it. Take the sack. You can't afford to throw it up for grabs. Preston reacting to the ball. Never did see Willie Buchanan. That's a shame. Buchanan had it all the way.
Oh, they don't come any easier. Buchanan frustrated. Jim Plunkett back in the game. 3rd and 6 from the San Diego 20. The Chargers trailing Oakland 17-10. Big opportunity for the Raiders. In trouble is Plunkett. Complete at the 6-yard line to Chandler in a crowd. And Plunkett delivered a rifle shot with someone right on the nape of his neck.
Put on your helmet, come on down, and play defensive back. You're looking right in the eyes of Jim Plunkett, and Plunkett's throwing the ball at you. Wait a minute. Chandler's got it. Big first down.
Boy, that's like a television commercial that was so beautifully shot. Watch the pressure on Plunkett. From behind, he still gets away a dart. In a crowd to Chandler, who's caught 3 now in this quarter. First and goal, 6-yard line. Van Egan behind the blocking of Dolby and Marvin on the right side, gets it to about the 4-yard line, maybe the 3. You know, that Van Egan always seems to get a yard more than everyone else. When they unfile, he's farther forward than you would expect it. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Tuesday at 8, join us for a World Series preview on KNBC Los Angeles.
Well, Mark Wilson, his pro baptism today. He has the excitement of his first completion and nearly the disappointment of what should have been his first interception.
Maybe his most valuable lesson of his early career.
Second and goal at the 3. Van Egan close to the 1. He tumbles forward. Touchdown! There's another case in point. He was stopped at the 1. He got one more. And Oakland now has a 2-touchdown lead.
Comes up with a piece of the turf on his face mask, but a chance for you to go down into the pit. And Van Egan will be coming right at you in its second effort. It's that excellent second effort. The drive right there, the extension. He would not be denied, actually crawling almost over the top of his own people. Second look at it again, into the pile of bodies, and it's Van Egan making his way across the goal line for the 6 points.
Or you can title that a nose for the goal line. How many players have been called just that as a positive remark, and Van Egan may be the captain of the team. So Van Egan's second effort on a drive that saw Plunkett injured and Mark Wilson coming in, and the Raiders now lead by 14. The Oakland Raiders, Mark Van Egan, their old-time rusher, has a touchdown from 3 yards out to cap that drive. And Oakland now leads San Diego at the midpoint of the third quarter, 24-10. So the Chargers, who lost their first game of the season last week, need a rally down by 14. Here comes Muncy right up the middle into the 30-yard line. Here's the report on Russ Washington. He suffered a dislocated kneecap and ligament damage. He'll be operated upon tonight. His wife, Inez, I know, is watching down in San Diego, and we want Mrs. Washington to know that we just heard from Rick Smith, the public relations man with the Chargers, that Russ is not in any pain, facing, I guess, the reality of a football player's life. He's okay. He's out for the year, but he is not in any pain at the moment. The throw is to Jefferson with another one of his incredible catches. Oh, they're going to have to create a new league. He's going to have to move to a higher league. How many men make those kind of plays week in, week out?
I don't think there are more than 2, maybe 3 receivers in the league who make this catch. And Jefferson, it's the extension. Absolutely leaping out and catching it with the fingertips, a 28-yard gain. But again, the kind of play that how many guys are going to make it? Maybe 2 or 3 in the league.
He caught the back end of the ball. First down at the 43. Fouts, his team down by 14, hits Joyner, and it's another first down to the 24. And here come the Chargers. Matt Millen made the tackle.
And Fouts is so tough because he comes back from one side to the other. First he goes to Jefferson, and now back to Joyner. Joyner running a tight little pattern, coming in motion, swinging up into the zone here, reading the defense, and just stopping in an open area. Number 55, Matt Millen, the man who finally came over and made the stop along with 44 Burgess Owens.
28 yards to Jefferson, 19 to Joyner. Now a first down at the 25. Capoletti, no gain. Dave Browning, number 73, infiltrated the blocking in front of Capoletti and made the tackle.
One of the things that Fouts has done effectively all day long is to throw on first down against that 3-4 defense. But again, as you see, when he starts to run the ball, he's not getting that much yardage. And now he's got second and long. And it's a passing situation for him. You'll see the defensive backs, extra defensive backs going in, and a 4-man rush coming in. And this is the situation that they've hurt Fouts on. They've gotten a rush on him, and they've sacked him today.
Hardman 86, Jones 90 in there to Jefferson. Touchdown! Oh, my. John Jefferson, his 6th touchdown of the year. You don't have to be a fan to appreciate this guy. He's an artist.
And you're going to feel like you're covering Jefferson with this one. Fouts high in the air. Watch the ball now. Right over the top of Dwayne Osteen, 35, and caught again on the fingertips. The knees down in the end zone. What a classic play. The official stayed on top of that one, and he was going to make sure that Jefferson came up with the football. You saw him hold it up. That's when the hands went in the air. 6 points. Wow.
Benerska kicks it through, and the Chargers waste no time at all. Just over 2 minutes after the Oakland touchdown to march quickly downfield as Fouts using his talented outside receivers, Joyner and Jefferson, and hitting Jefferson for the touchdown. And with 5:27 left in the third quarter, Oakland by 7. Diego rallies back. A quick long march, 25-yard touchdown, Fouts to Jefferson. Jefferson, one catch away from 150. Remember, this young man's only been in the league 2 years plus this one. That was his 29th touchdown. Fumble. Matthews recovered. San Diego. Hal Stringer, number 45, and here comes Jefferson. He fumbled right into the arms of Stringer.
Now that will be considered a muff. The ball will come back to the point where he got control of it. But Stringer doing a great job. Ira Matthews just couldn't find a handle on that football. Rolled it along the ground. Watch him here. He hit it once, hits it again. It bounces right up into the arms of number 45, Stringer. They'll carry it back to the position where he finally got it in his hands and had possession of it. And Fouts has a chance from the 20-yard line.
Chuck Muncie had come in but was late, so he's gone back off the field. At the 20-yard line, Clarence Williams with a flag down. Boy, that Ted Hendricks turned the play inside, got a piece of the man, and Dave Browning finished him off. Williams at the 21. Check the flag thrown around the linebacker area. It's motion against San Diego. But they lost a yard anyway. They might decline this one, bring up second down.
Dick, it looked to me like Oakland was going to come with a blitz. San Diego has hurt them so often with first down passing. They haven't been able to get pressure on Fouts out of the three-man rush. Looked like they were coming with the blitz, and they hit the right thing because it put that linebacker right into the flow of the play, able to put him down.
Offense, illegal motion on a guard number 67. Decline of penalty. It's second down.
You're absolutely right. They did decline the penalty. They've taken the down away from Fouts. They know how dangerous he is with the football. That's twice today that Ed White has been out ahead of the count, trying to get a little jump on it. Of course, one of the problems he has now, he's playing without the teamwork over there. Big Russ Washington might be trying to do a little too much to help that young man in there, Dan Audick.
That's an excellent point. On 2nd and 11, the 21, over to Joyner, and down he goes at the 10-yard line, close to a first down. Update now. All right. We thought we were going to go back to New York for an update. Brian Gumble standing by to bring you up to date on games played elsewhere. And, of course, that's been one of the features here on NBC that so many of you have applauded. Well, as a fan, to be able to see one game and see all the highlights almost immediately of the other action around the NFL is something we at NBC Sports are very proud of. Let's say they spotted at the 10. Not quite a first down. 3rd and inches. San Diego trying to tie it up. Williams over the top. That'll be enough for a first down at the 9. It'll be 1st and goal at the 9 for San Diego when we return. But first, let's go to New York for this update.
Thank you, Dick Enberg. Around the country, USC Trojan running backs are doing quite well. Lynn Kane, operating in Atlanta, going in from 2 yards out, pushes the Falcons into a tie with the Jets. And in Seattle, this is Charlie White, class of 80, pushes Cleveland ahead of Seattle, 20-3. Let's go back to Oakland, Dick and Merlin.
Well, it really has been another exciting football Sunday. Thank you, Bryant. Charlie Joyner, that last catch is 6 for 100 yards today. It's 1st and goal, San Diego at the 9. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen at the Oakland Coliseum late in the third quarter. Oh, it's fumble! And who's got it? Both sides are reaching. Oakland says it has it, but no official word yet. The Raiders are coming on the field. Yes, Oakland's ball.
Dick, we talked about the fact that there was a blitz on that last first down situation, and it appears that Ted Hendricks again just coming wide open on the blitz. You'll have a chance to see it. He'll come from the top of your screen, number 83, and he catches John Capoletti and just levels Capoletti. The ball flying free. That's number 40, Clarence Williams, scrambling for it, unable to get it. Outside's in, he misses it. The Raiders have a big turnover.
I know many of you were with us the first game a month ago between these two teams in San Diego. Not unlike the excitement of this one. It ended in a 24 tie when this man Plunkett threw a touchdown pass in the last seconds, and San Diego won in overtime. It's 24-17 as Van Egan straight ahead to the 12-yard line. Just to recap for you, Ira Matthews, after the San Diego touchdown that pulled the Chargers to 24-17, muffed the kickoff, recovered by Stringer at the 20. The Chargers had a first down at the 9. Capoletti hit hard by Hendricks. I don't think he even had the handoff before Hendricks tackled him, fumbled, and now Oakland, with another turnover, has stopped San Diego's bid to tie it up. Plunkett has Branch left, Chandler right. Kenny King. Good defense at the 15-yard line. If King bursts through that hole, he has some running room upfield. Good play by the linebackers, and it was Bob Horn, 55, the key tackler.
Excellent second effort by Kenny King, too. Got a few extra yards on his own. They haven't been able to spring him outside since that first long touchdown run, but the very fact that he is in that backfield forces you to respect his speed.
Derek Ramsey, 84, comes in. Second tight end, and Derek Jensen joins Van Egan. No, it's King and Van Egan with Jensen, the wide receiver. Van Egan close to the first down. I don't believe he made it.
I think he's short of it. Big one-on-one tackle in there. They got Van Egan twisted up, got him out of position. He couldn't use the strength in his back and his legs, and I think they may have stopped him.
Ben Dright, the referee, motioning for the chain gang to come out for a measurement. It stops the clock with 2 minutes, 14 seconds left in the third quarter. It was tied at 7 at the end of the first quarter. Oakland led 17-10 at the half on a bomb from Plunkett to Branch at 43 yards. It's 24-17 as both teams have scored here in the third quarter. And for a first down at the 19, no. Fourth down.
Maybe we go back and look at that play, because that was an outstanding shot right on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we should pass along a little secret here, Merlin Olsen. We started today with 6 cameras. Larry Cirillo, our producer, and John Gonzalez, our director, have worked some of the game with only 4, and I don't think any of you at home would know the difference. They've still done a tremendous job of giving us all the shots we wanted.
If you've wondered what it would be like to be back there to take the snap, there you are. Go ahead and take it. Kick it away.
Ray Guy short to Mike Fuller at the 43, the 45, the 50. He's to the 46 before Todd Christensen, number 46, knocks him out of bounds. So San Diego, excellent field position. They trail by just 7, and they have the ball in Oakland's half of the field when we come back.
In New York, in Atlanta, the Jets have regained possession of the ball. Steve Bartkowski never gets the handle on the snap. Number 74, Abdul Salam, is at the bottom of the pile with the ball. Score tied at 7 in the fourth. Back to Oakland and Dick Enberg.
There is Mrs. Mickey Marvin, the first Raider player to marry one of the Raiderettes. Not only a good blocker, but he has consummate good taste, does he not? At the 46-yard line, San Diego's ball, trailing 24-17, late third quarter. Fouts over the middle. Joyner again. First down at the 29 of Oakland. Burgess Owens made the tackle. The Chargers march deep again. Charlie Joyner's had another big day for the Chargers.
On first downs, Dick, Fouts has picked up 10, 20, 29, 11, 26, 28, 19, and about, 16 on that last play. He has really killed the Oakland Raider defense on first down passing.
He's gained 322 yards as Fouts, and we're still in the third quarter. Screen to Winslow, the tight end. 30, he vaults to the 25 and jams his way to the 23. He did a pretty good hurdle job over linebacker Jeff Barnes.
Wayne Osteen, number 35, playing for the injured Monty Jackson. Monty, by the way, is in the locker room, expected not to return to the game. But that final collision between Big Kellen Winslow, who weighs, as you said, 250 pounds. You can't believe how that man can run. He put it head-to-head with Wayne Osteen, and we could hear the crack up here.
Oh, Fouts, who threw for over 300 yards 6 times last year. An NFL record 4 times in a row is well over 300 already today. That's Muncy with running room. 20, 15, and out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Make it the 10, and now a flag goes down. May have been a late hit. Face mask, I believe. That'll take it to the 5-yard line as Muncy gains 13 plus the penalty.
Paired to John Matuzak, number 72, anticipating what he thought was a pass, drove hard inside and just left the outside wide open to Chuck Muncy, and Muncy knows how to handle that kind of situation.
They penalized to the 5. Dan Dreith explaining now to quarterback Fouts of the Chargers.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on a defense, number 36. That's a first down.
Mike Davis, 36, with a penalty. So it's first and goal, San Diego at the 5. 22 seconds left in the third quarter, and the Chargers only 5 yards away from tying the game.
The last time Fouts came down here, the 9-yard line with a first down, he decided to run the ball very uncharacteristically, and it cost him a fumble. Maybe he'll come back and throw it this time.
Tell you what, if I was a fan, I'd be looking at number 83, John Jefferson, and he's wide to the left. Nope, he gives it to Williams. To the 4. They cleared out with Jefferson. Jefferson running deep into the end zone. Williams ran this way for a yard gain. It's second and goal. Dave Browning, another tackle. We've never seen Browning play better. We understand as the quarter comes to an end that Houston leading Kansas City 20-14 in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, the telephone company lines somehow have become fouled up, and we can't give you highlights of that game. We apologize. Must be an exciting battle. Houston now is in the lead 20-14, and here in Oakland, the end of the third quarter with a score at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum. The Raiders 24 and the Chargers 17. Not quite a sellout, but nearly 50,000 fans at the Oakland Coliseum. They've been treated to quite a game. End of 3 quarters. Oakland 24, San Diego 17, but the Raiders find the Chargers on the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Jefferson in motion. It's Muncy the other way. And he is in the end zone. No, out of bounds. Apparently didn't quite get in. Out of bounds right on the goal line. They mark a foot out, and Don Coryell said, from my angle, he was in.
Coryell said, I can see it from here. And he was in the end zone. But a good run and a call, the kind of call that would screw you up if you're playing defense for Oakland. A chance to watch Fouts make the handoff. You feel like you're playing in a defensive backfield here. Good pursuit. 44, Burgess Owens getting over. McClanahan, 57. And all of the action right in the corner. The official there saying he stepped out just barely before he got across the line.
That football almost tickling the goal line on third and goal. Muncy and Williams behind Fouts. Fouts himself. Did he? Nope, neither linesman has signaled, so they both marked it outside the goal line. Fourth and goal.
And now you've got a tough call. Don Coryell, he's got to make the call from the sideline. Do they go for it?
Oh, you've got to go for it.
Oh, sure. You've got to go. Just inches to go. Watch Fouts now lining up. He knows he's going to have to try and spring over for the quarterback sneak. He tries to slide into the gap behind Big Ed White, number 67, but good surge by the defensive line. You see him right there stacking him up on the goal line.
Well, it certainly seemed that he had enough forward progress. He only needed a foot, and it looked as if he had a little more than that, but apparently they turned him away.
That football now has to break the plane of that goal line. And once it does, it's a scored touchdown.
Williams 40, talking to Muncy as they come out of the huddle. Muncy may have asked him about this play. Winslow in motion. Fouts dives. Touchdown. In comes Benerska to try the extra point that would tie it. It's 24-23 Oakland.
And you see some relief being run off the legs of Don Coryell. Fouts again coming right back with the surest of all short yardage plays, the quarterback sneak. And it's working to the other side. He's gone behind White on the first play, dives in behind Wilkerson, number 63 on this one. Good job by Wilkerson and Masick. Masick, the offensive center. Fouts carries it across the end line. 6 points.
7-play drive, 46 yards. Fouts gets the touchdown. Now Benerska to try the point after.
Well, there's something happening down there. Some of the Oakland Raiders extremely upset with one of the officials on the line. I think probably feeling that there had been no score, but both officials signaling a touchdown, and now Benerska trying for the extra point.
This to start a whole new ball game. San Diego 24, Oakland 24, and we have a world of time left. 14 minutes. Well, by the way, that was the score at the end of regulation down in San Diego, 24, and the Chargers won in overtime. We start from 24 again. 14:26 remaining as Don Coryell celebrates that touchdown by Fouts. We'll be right back. Back at the Oakland Coliseum, 14.5 minutes remain. The Chargers and the Raiders right where they were when the game ended a month ago at 24. The Raiders to receive the kickoff from Benerska. Matthews and Whittington are deep. Hit well by Benerska. Whittington from SMU at the 4. 15. Darts to the 20. Flag down. And so is Whittington at the 29. Smothered by a quintet of Charger tacklers. While they check on the penalty, let's go back to Fouts' touchdown. You're going to have some fun with this. You are the umpire looking in. That's Fouts. He's going to come toward you on the stake. Now you got to find the ball. This is an Easter egg hunt. Search and search. Where is Fouts? Where is the ball? Raiders, well, there it is.
Watch it now. He sticks it out over the goal line and sticks the ball down over the goal line.
You know what it reminds me of? The old days. Remember when we were kids, you had to put the ball down in the end zone when you scored. That guy made it all official.
Personal foul clipping, number 53.
It reminds me of an old Detroit Lions story the late Dan Patrick told about the veteran defensive lineman Thumb McGraw of the Lions. He had a big, deep voice, and there was a play much like that, and they were defense for the Browns were saying, he's touchdown, touchdown time. McGraw from deep down in the bottom of the foul said, oh, no, it isn't. And he was right. Oh, Kenny King breaks loose. He might go all the way. He's got Shaw to beat. 50, 40, 30. He's got to score. 89 yards. Kenny King. And delirium in Oakland.
Kenny King got started today with a big run off the right side, all the way down into the end zone for a touchdown, and comes right back at a time when they needed him most. Al Davis, come on, Al, be happy. Your team just won 89 yards for a touchdown.
I think Al's running. When did I see that last? We're going to check the record book for the longest run from scrimmage for a Raider was Jack Larscheid. The fabled Jack Larscheid went 87 yards once against Boston back in 1960 when they were then the LA Chargers. And then Tony Teresa went 83 yards. That is an Oakland record, 89 for Kenny King. And the Raiders are in front 31-24. Touchdown maker Kenny King fueling up on the sidelines as Barr kicks it to San Diego. Muncy having trouble. Bubble. Still free. Who's got it? The Raiders say they've got a touchdown. Wait for the officials. Golden touchdown. Ben Wright. Follow that pilot to see who got the ball as Muncy fumbled it into the end zone.
They're still fighting for it, but it doesn't matter now.
There he is, Todd Christensen. His first professional touchdown, and he's going to take the pumpkin home with himself. All right, Todd baby.
You can almost read Muncy's mind on that play. We're going to have a chance to show it to you again. Muncy he fumbled it as he tried to grab it on the hop. You'll have a chance to see that momentarily. Coryell can't believe it yet.
We should point out that was a muff all the way. Had Muncy fallen on it, it would have been San Diego's ball at the 20. It would not have been a safety. The kick is good, and in a matter of just a handful of seconds, the Oakland Raiders have scored 14 points.
Now let's watch Muncy. He tries to feel it on the hop. Never gets possession of the ball. The ball rolls into the end zone. If he lays on it there, it comes out to the 20. But he never got it. The ball knocked loose by number 81, Morris Bradshaw. And it was Todd Christensen leaping in and covering it. And right there, the Raiders knew they had the touchdown.
Now let's go back to Kenny King's Oakland Raider record of 89 yards rushing. Look at as he breaks tackles, sweeping to the left.
Now the man that tries to get him as he goes down the sideline is number 44, Pete Shaw. Shaw coming over, has the angle, and dives right there, gets a hold of the shirt, and hits the heels, but King is too strong to go down, drives it into the end zone. What a big play.
And for a man who last year with Houston rushed the ball a total of 3 times for 9 yards, and here today has geared himself for a 31-yard touchdown around the right side, 89 yards around the left side. Now San Diego still nearly 14 minutes left. They're down by 2 touchdowns. Muncy, here he comes. 30, 40, and the last man gets Muncy at the 43-yard line.
Great question. What does San Diego do? They've had 2 very big plays back-to-back against them. Well, if you're a good team, you come right back, and you start it with a good kickoff return. Muncy knows he's got to do something to make up for that mistake he made. Here he comes. Big return all the way out of the end zone. Gets it almost to the midfield line. And now it's up to the offense and Dan Fouts. Let's see how they react to this pressure situation.
I know you feel the same way, Merlin Olsen. The Chargers are not the kind of team that folds under pressure. They usually come right back. And there's Winslow making a diving catch at the 40-yard line. And a first down in Oakland territory. 18 more yards for Fouts.
Winslow finding some room to the outside. Watch him make a little room for himself. Otis McKinney, 23. Now the ball is thrown. His feet slip out from underneath him here, but the concentration there is complete as he stays on the football and comes up with the reception.
Fouts is not particular. He uses those 3 big targets. Jefferson's caught 4, Winslow 5, Joyner 7 today. First down from the Oakland 40. Fouts going deep. Is it a good catch? No. Out of bounds is Jefferson. He's claiming he was knocked out of bounds by the defender, Dwayne Osteen, but he would have been out anyway.
Of course, he must keep those feet in. However, if you're pushed out while you're in the air, they will give them the completion. Now, Oakland went to a 4-man rush on that play on a first down situation. Let's watch Jefferson. Now, Jefferson is up above the line, but there's no question his own momentum carried him out. Good call by the official.
Boy, it's hard when you see that graphic. Jefferson, 3rd year out of Arizona State. Boy, no one in the history of this game has ever started better than Jefferson. Winslow again at the 35. Otis McKinney, Lester Hayes, and Mike Davis collaborate on the stop.
Winslow is going to have to be careful. That's the kind of play you get injured on. He's trying to do it all himself. And when you get stacked up like that, sometimes the wise move is to go to the ground, especially for a guy with all that body area. You get a bunch of those defenders coming in, you get broken ribs, cracked ribs, banged up legs. That's something he's going to have to learn, Dick.
Winslow in his 2nd year out of Missouri. A gain of nearly 6. Call it 3rd and a long 4. Fouts, 12 minutes left in the game. Here go the Raiders. Hendricks at the 49. And Hendricks, had it not been for Doug Wilkerson, would have scored a touchdown.
We talked about the pressure on Fouts. Difficult to get. They've been getting it from the blitzing of Ted Hendricks, number 83, and what a big play there.
The Oakland Raiders have forced the 5th turnover of this game. They have it again near midfield, leading 38-24. The Raiders have turned it around. They had something like 13 turnovers in the last couple of games, but they've gotten the ball from San Diego 5 times, and that's the key. And Hendricks very nearly had a touchdown. It was only the tackle by Wilkerson. Hendricks had clear sailing. First down at the Oakland 48. The Raiders lead by 2 touchdowns as Whittington is corralled and dropped at the 47-yard line. And even though they're ahead by 2 touchdowns and all the breaks going their way, Merlin, you get the feeling that the Chargers are still very much in this game with 12 minutes left.
Well, it's certainly no question about that. They're one of the most explosive offensive teams in football. The pressure now on their defense. You can't give Oakland a chance to eat up that clock. You want a 3 and out. You want to have 3 quick plays and then get your offense back on the field. At the same time, we talk about 5 turnovers. Oakland has also had 5 sacks on fouls. That equals the number in 5 games coming in. Very crucial.
Jim Plunkett, 47-yard line, 2nd and 11. In trouble and gets away and throws complete to Chandler at the 41-yard line, and that'll be a first down for Oakland. And while they unpile and we get a replay, we're going to duck in a score. And a big upset again. Kansas City has defeated Houston 21-20. That final just in. They scored with just under 3 minutes left, and the Chiefs have scored back-to-back wins. Houston has lost 2 in a row.
That's the 3rd time today that Plunkett's mobility has allowed him to make big plays. The kind of plays that could not have been made by Pastorini, could not have been made by Stabler. Plunkett did it with his ability to elude the rush and then find the open receiver.
Plunkett, 10 out of 12, 150 yards, hands it off to King to the 37-yard line. King, an All-American at Oklahoma. 3rd-round pick by the Oilers last year. In college, he averaged 6.3 yards a carry, and the Raiders saw his talent, even though he carried the ball only 3 times last year, and got him in the Jack Tatum trade, and he's been brilliant today.
What a difference a week makes. Last week, 20 of 52. Today, 10 of 12 for Plunkett.
King, by the way, with those 2 long runs, has a total of 134 yards on the day. Puts him over 400 yards for the year. That's Van Egan. Charging, look at him, right to the whistle. He gets another yard. They had him stopped at the 35, and he squirmed to the 34, where it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Dick, we've talked about the fact that if you have 3 great receivers or 2 great receivers, that they really complement each other. The same is true as running backs. The fact that Kenny King has exploded outside has forced the defense to respect his speed, has stretched the defense. Van Egen's flashes up inside are now even more effective.
Excellent point, and that's been the reason why Plunkett's only had to throw the ball 12 times today. 3rd and 3. Plunkett under pressure, again escapes, and what a catch. No, Van Egan had it for a moment, but Bob Horn made what a tackle as he was able to strip it away from Van Egan, and that forces the Raiders to come in with Ray Guy. I want to get in one note, Merle, if I may. The injury to Louis Kelcher. We have a report now. It's a hyperextended knee and an ankle injury. They feel he'll not be able to play for 1 week. That's the first prognosis. They're very hopeful that it is not serious to Kelcher. As you know, Russ Washington out for the year. Ligament injury in the first half.
Certainly that'd be good news to all fans down in San Diego who have to be so concerned about the loss of Washington that they would also lose their defensive captain, Louis Kelcher. That is good news. Looks like they're going to go after it, Dick.
San Diego, no one back. 11 men on the line of scrimmage. Guy, that's a delay of game. Guy wisely let that 30 seconds run out because with his leg doesn't matter anyway. That 5 yards gives him really a little more room to use that powerful foot.
We talked about sacks in this game. We ought to give a few plaudits to the Oakland offensive line for the way they have protected Plunkett. Don't believe he's been put on the ground all afternoon, and they had not been able to give their quarterbacks that kind of protection. In fact, much of the problem
on the offense decline.
Many of the problems of the Oakland offense had been traced to the offensive linemen. Men like
Barkowski out of
of there for one play to preserve that timeout. 37 seconds remaining in this ball game. Believe me, that is very, very important.
When you saw how Gronkowski was able
The tee. You'll see the Jets, they catch the ball, try to keep them in bounds, too. Don't want them to get out of bounds.
They have 6 men in the secondary. Going deep into the coverage, it's incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you, that's close. You can see the fans here in Atlanta feel that maybe the hands were placed on the shoulders of their wide receiver, number 84, Alfred Jenkins. They wanted the flag thrown. One thing that they can't afford to do now is commit a defensive penalty.
Darrell Ray was there for the defense. 31 seconds. Second down and 10. The line of scrimmage, the New York Jets 45-yard line. This sellout crowd of more than 57,000, they're all standing. Bartkowski with time. Throws incomplete. Alfred Jenkins, the intended receiver. Greg Buttle was there for the defense.
25 seconds remaining now. Now it comes to the situation where even if you complete it,
all right, let's send those of you who joined us on the West Coast back to the West Coast.
Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen back in Oakland, California. We apologize for our technical difficulties. On first down, Fouts had his pass tipped and almost intercepted by Burgess Owens. This is 2nd and 10. Chuck Muncie out to about the 12-yard line. Mike Davis making the tackle for the Oakland Raiders. Number 36 along with 37, Lester Hayes. Hayes quite a story himself as you look at Fouts. Lester from Texas A&M. Well, that was a good Aggie team. They had Pat Thomas, cornerback with the Rams, Ed Simonini, the linebacker, Robert Jackson, another linebacker. They had a talented defense, and now 4 of them playing in the NFL. 3rd and 6. Winslow makes a tough catch at the 20 and a first down. He was right in the arms of Mike Davis, but hauls in another.
And obviously the Oakland Raiders are looking for pass all the way. They have not stayed in that 3-man front, which kept them in trouble, at least in their ability to rush Fouts. They've been able to get to Fouts out of that 4-man rush. And certainly one of the reasons is because of the absence of Washington. But they really have done a great job of rushing the passer. They've got 4 defensive linemen in there right now.
First down at the 20. That's going to be against the Chargers. Number 60, Audick, who has replaced the injured Washington, pulled off his 3-point stance. Let's go back to the previous play, Merlin, on 3rd down. If
Ball start 63 on the offense.
Do not connect on that play. They have to punt it away, and the clock now does become a factor. The Chargers almost need to score on this possession with only 7.5 minutes left and trailing 38-24. They call it against number 63, Wilkerson.
Doug Wilkerson obviously trying to get the jump, take a little anticipation on that play. Fouts again, will go back to pass.
All right. And over the middle again, complete. John Jefferson with a catch, and that's the 150th catch. I mean, Don, you want to go back to Don Hudson or Lance Allworth or any other Hall of Famer, no one has gotten out of the blocks any better than Jefferson as a receiver.
And I doubt if any wide receiver ever had a more accurate quarterback than Dan Fouts. Fouts put that right on the money, and again, a timing pattern. Excellent timing between receiver and quarterback.
Fouts with a flag down. He wants to go long for Smith. That'll be interference. And Smith went up for the ball, but we also have a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Very, very smart move by Smith as he kind of hesitated. And there was contact before the ball arrived. Obviously, Smith kind of set it up. But there is another flag down on the line of scrimmage.
Defense.
That was against the Raiders.
Pass interference.
So it's a long pass interference penalty. And And I believe Smith did beat the defender a bit. The defender had to guess Owens, and Smith made him guess wrong.
You'll see it right here. Now, as that ball is coming down, watch the bottom of your screen. You see the contact already. Before the ball arrived, 44 Burgess Owens had already bumped the receiver. But again, a very smart move by number 84, Ron Smith, who kind of set himself up. You'll get a better shot here. He kind of slows down, and you see the contact right there. The ball still hanging. A 51-yard gain on that penalty.
And San Diego back in business. Just under 7 minutes left. First down at the 17 of the Raiders. Fouts in trouble. And down he goes. That's the 5th sack of the game. Willie Jones taking number 6. And that's more than the Chargers had allowed in the first 5 games.
Well, the Oakland Raiders have caused Fouts to do some things this year he didn't want to. They got 5 interceptions in that first game, and now they've got 6 sacks. 3 of those from the left defensive end, Willie Jones, number 90, and he just flat outruns Dan Audick, who has no chance on him. But he's not the only one in there. There were at least 3 other Oakland Raiders in there, along with Ted Hendricks. And as we said earlier, they're blitzing to try and control Fouts.
2nd and 16 from the 23. Jefferson had fallen down. Lester Hayes, that was a short touchdown if he catches the ball. But even at that, Jefferson had slipped to the ground, and he was already popping back up trying to catch that ball. He's a cat.
Fouts kind of shaking his head a little bit. Tough situation here. He's got 3rd and 15. A very, very big play. I'm sure this is 4-down territory for them. And you might look for Fouts to go for part of that yardage rather than all of it on this play.
We understand that Darrell Ray of the Jets intercepted a pass by Atlanta in the end zone. Ran it out. So it's still 14-7 Jets. I believe the Raiders have it again. San Diego didn't see the ball. Let's see.
I think Audick got his hands on it. Or is that Audick that's up? I think Audick actually fell down on it.
Nope, it's Oakland's ball. Oh, wait, oh, he did have it.
That was strange. I don't think he saw it either until he actually fell right on top of the football.
He fell out from the feeling. Let's watch Audick, number 60. The ball will finally wind up right behind him. As
drifted away from the backside. No, that's Ed White. It's Ed White. He sees it at the last second. And I believe he actually is the guy who gets it. Yes, right there. He finally pulled it in.
Took it away from Matusek. That's like games people play with White Matusek scrambling for that.
How do you get Matusek's arms away from that ball? They're about 20 inches around.
Well, he recovered those too. 4th down and long to the end zone for Jefferson. And there's one he can't catch. Incomplete. The Raiders take over on down. Dwayne Osteen, 35 on the coverage. Seconds remain here in Oakland, and the Raiders still on top by 2 touchdowns. Oakland Raiders have held the Chargers, lead 38-24, 5.5 minutes remain in the game. See how cautious Plunkett plays it. On the ground to King, out to the 31-yard line. Let's check the other final scores in the National Football League today. 17-12, Baltimore beats Buffalo. New England shuts out Miami 34-0. Big upset in Pittsburgh. Cincinnati's 2nd win, both against the Steelers, 17-16. The Eagles were down 16-3 early, but beat the Giants 31-16. In overtime, neither team able to score. Green Bay, Tampa Bay tie at 14. First tie of the NFL year. Those are all final scores. 2nd down and 7. Plunkett from his center, Dave Dalby, a draw to King, wrapped up at the 32-yard line after a yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Other finals, Dallas clobbering the 49ers 59-14 at Texas Stadium. The Rams then move into first place in the NFC West, beating St. Louis at Busch Stadium 21-13. Minnesota is now even at 3-3 as they defeat Chicago 13-7. And another upset, Kansas City scoring last and overcoming Houston 21-20. Cleveland beating Seattle 27-3 late That puts Cleveland right back into the thick of that AFC Central race. Plunkett in trouble. Dean got him, and Johnson finished him off. The first sack of the day. Fred Dean got a hand on him to slow him up, and Gary Johnson was able to complete the sack. So Oakland will have to give up the ball. And a final now. The Jets' first win of the year. They beat Atlanta, and another upset. This has been the first weekend where the underdog has really jumped in on top of the old podium and said, it's our turn. And Detroit, apparently they're going to escape the bullet against New Orleans, who also had a design on an upset of the Lions. If Cleveland beats Seattle, it'll be the first time the Browns have ever beaten the Seahawks. Guy under a 10-man rush. Buchanan close. Beautiful kick. Fuller at the 35. Down he goes. Otis McKinney, 23. Morris Bradshaw, 81. And San Diego will begin from its 35-yard line after a 47-yard punt by Raymond Guy. Timeout. 3.5 minutes left. And the Chargers need 2 touchdowns to tie. And welcome to Oakland, California. Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen. 3:29 left in the game. The Raiders, trying to add their name to the big upset winners today, are in front of San Diego. Chargers ball. Fouts drills one to Joyner, and a first down at the 46-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. Dan Fouts is approaching 400 yards in passing today, but there have been interceptions and fumbles lost by San Diego, and Fouts has been under heavy pressure all day. 6 Oakland Raiders sacks, and the Raiders have been opportunists. They have fallen on a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown. Kenny King of the Oakland Raiders has set an all-time Oakland record with an 89-yard touchdown run. 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the game. We understand now the entire NBC Sports Network has joined us here in Oakland, California. We welcome you to what has been a dazzling game, an offensive show. The Raiders in front of the Chargers, 38-24. It was tied at 24 early in this quarter when Kenny King set an Oakland record of 89 yards on a run around left end to break the tie, and on the kickoff, Muncie fumbled. The Raiders recovered in the end zone. Todd Christensen recovered that fumble in the end zone to give Oakland a 38-24 lead. Now with less than 3 minutes left, Dan Fouts desperately trying to get his team in the end zone and put the pressure back on the Oakland defense.
And Fouts, like the baseball hitter who steps up swinging for the wall because he's going for 7. He's looking at the clock right now. 2:51 ticking down. Although it stopped right at this moment, he knows he's got to get 7 points on the board to get a chance to get that second touchdown to put it into a tie. The big story in this game, tremendous pressure from the Oakland defensive line. 5 sacks, 6 sacks in this game. San Diego only had 5 sacks in 5 games coming in. They have really put the pressure on Fouts today.
He stays on the ground. That's a surprise, and Clarence Williams rips his way to a first down at the 34-yard line. And with that game, the clock running, 2:40 remaining. We remind you that Disney's Wonderful World, Escape to Witch Mountain, will be seen immediately following the conclusion of NBC's football coverage today over most of these stations. Mountain Pacific time zone, folks. Winslow unable to hang on as he was bobbling the ball, and Ted Hendricks drove his shoulder into him and knocked it free. Stops the clock with 2:27 left. So stay tuned for Disney's Wonderful World. It will follow in its entirety at the conclusion of this game. Dan Fouts, Merlin Olsen, is 12 yards away from 400 yards passing today, and yet he's down by 2 touchdowns.
It's been one of those crazy days. I said 6 sacks a moment ago. There are actually 7 sacks. First down, San Diego 28, Oakland 12. But the score is the score no matter who has the statistics.
Fouts on 2nd and 10. Down the middle, it's going to be intercepted. Mike Davis at the 20. Davis at the 35, the 40, and almost got the daylight. He's all the way to the 47-yard line. Doug Wilkerson, number 63, saves his 2nd touchdown today.
38-yard return with the interception. That's Al Davis in the middle of your picture. Oakland fans obviously feeling their oats. Mike Davis brings them back up the field. More importantly, they take control of the football. Just 2:16 left on the clock. The But what a great day for the Oakland defense, for the Oakland Raiders offense. And let's look, Dick, for just a second at the standings and what this is going to do, most probably going to do to the divisional standings for these two teams.
Well, the Chargers, if they lose for the second straight week, they bring everyone close. Seattle is losing. They'd be a game back. Oakland winning, game back. Denver plays Monday night. They could be a game back. And Kansas City now is in the hunt. The workhorse Van Egan across the 50-yard line to the San Diego 49. He has a touchdown today, a 3-yard run, but boy, ran through the entire team to do it up the middle as he plowed for a big score.
Just one further observation, though, on those numbers. The one thing that San Diego has done in the first 6 games of their schedule, they have beaten 3 divisional opponents on the road. That means that 3 of the opponents in their own division must play them at home later in the year. That really gives them an advantage, and it's kind of hidden in the schedule.
Well, as they discuss it on the sidelines, let's go from Oakland to New York.
Thank you, Dick Enberg. The NFL's first tie since November of '78 was played today in Tampa Bay. Battle of the Bays, Tampa and Green tied at 14. Tough afternoon for Doug Williams, quarterback of the Buccaneers, 6 for 24, 103 yards. This was an interception that got Tampa Bay even. Green Bay was leading 7-0 when Richard Wood picked off Lynn Dickey, ran it back to tie the game at 7. But Dickey was brilliant today. 35 of 51, 418 yards, and 1 touchdown. That touchdown coming there to Paul Kaufman made it 14-7. But then Doug Williams, rolling right, takes it 5 yards into the end zone, 14-all. Green Bay had a chance to win it in OT, but Tom Burney missed a 36-yard field goal attempt that would have won the game. That's the man who replaced Chester Markle, who was released just this past week by Bart Starr and Company. So it's 14-all, Tampa Bay and Green Bay, that a final. Let's go back to Oakland and Dick Enberg.
Thank you, Bryant. Oakland's ball, 2nd down and 6 at the San Diego 49. Plunkett trying to throw. Over the middle, Dave Casper, a diving catch at the 34. And he didn't think he was touched. Alertly got up and started for the goal line. Casper, one of his patented diving catches.
Interesting call. Now, why Plunkett wants the ball in the air at this time in the game is beyond me. He's got a 14-point cushion. This is a completed pass, but I don't know if I were a coach if I'd want that football in the air. Great catch by Casper, diving into it.
At the 2-minute warning. We'll be right back. 2 minutes left in the game. The Oakland Raiders have another first down at the 35-yard line. We don't pick most valuable players, Merlin Olsen, but I know there are some standouts for the Oakland Raiders today.
There certainly are. We might talk more about that, Dick.
Plunkett stays on the ground to Van Egan. Straight ahead for a couple to the 33-yard line into the big hands of Gary Johnson.
I think perhaps the man who's produced with most pressure on him today, Jim Plunkett. He came into this game after a rather bad performance last week, threw 50 passes, only able to complete 20, and he really was the man who was on the dime. Has done an excellent job today. And of course, Kenny King on the offensive side. I think those are my 2 MVPs on offense. Now let's look over on the defense for a second.
By the way, excuse me a moment. There's King, 138 yards rushing, including the 89-yard run for an Oakland record.
Wow. You know why we included him, and you know why we included Plunkett. Look at his numbers. 11 for 14, 174 yards, has called some excellent plays, and his big scrambles maybe have been the most important plays in the game. Defensively, 2 guys that should be singled out. First, Ted Hendricks. He's the guy that's been separating him from the football all day, blitzing coming in from the outside. And the other guy that I would nominate, Willie Jones. And that may be aptly named half Willie Davis and half Deacon Jones. He's been all over him today out there.
Number 90, and Ted Hendricks, who always around the ball, nearly had his 4th career touchdown as he picked up a fumble, and Wilkerson caught him by the heels, or he'd have been gone. Plunkett looks at 2nd down and 8 at the 33. Gives it to Whittington. And he's to the 28-yard line. The Chargers grabbing at the ball, and they call time, and that will be their final timeout. Lowe and Preston made the tackle. There is Willie Jones. He's from Florida State, a 2nd-round pick a year ago. And it was interesting. The Raiders were talking about Jones, said he's ready for a big one. He came through today. From Oakland, where it's 38-24 Raiders, let's go back to Bryant in New York.
All right, Dick, this was one of the plays that did in the Buffalo Bills. Burt Jones going up top, touchdown to Mike Ciani, made it 7-0 early on, and the Colts never looked back, winning 17-12. You got it, Dick.
Okay, Brian. Hey, great job in New York. I imagine that's like putting your head into an anthill with all the scores and games coming in. I don't know how you keep all the names and scores straight. A great job again today.
Dick, just one further comment. More football games are lost than are won. But this is clearly a game that was won by the excellence of the Raiders on this particular day. The San Diego Chargers have played good football. They have made some mistakes, but the mistakes have been forced errors. They haven't been unforced on most occasions. And it's really the quality of the performance of the Oakland Raiders that has brought them on top today.
3rd down and 3. The Chargers are out of timeouts. And if this is the 1st down, it's all over. And I believe Van Egan has it at the 24-yard line. Now it becomes academic. They'll just run it out. Now to New York.
Okay, Dick, a bit of a delayed reaction. If today's game in Foxborough had been a fight, they would have stopped it. Patriots in command all the way, winning at 34-0. That touchdown to Harold Jackson. Dick?
All right, Bryant. Clock is running now. Just a bit more than a minute left. Van Egan plows to the 20-yard line. Bob Horn made the tackle. Certainly hope you've enjoyed this one from the Oakland Coliseum. The AFC West, regarded as one of the toughest divisions in all of the National Football League, really tightened up by the play today. And certainly it's been the weekend of the upset, as more often than not, the underdogs have emerged on this football Sunday. And here's a case in point as San Diego loses for the 2nd straight week. And this time it's the Raiders who find themselves right back into the thick of this divisional race. Van Egan goes down, 29 seconds left with a fumble. Raiders maintain control, and now they don't have to run another play. Jim Plunkett just falling on that one. Clock running down. The Raiders scored first on a 31-yard run by King, and then they got an 89-yard run by King in the 4th quarter to break a 24 tie. Dan Pastorini, broken leg last week, but he's here cheering on his teammates. Also says hello to old buddy Charlie Joyner, a former receiver with him with the Houston Oilers. But it was Jim Plunkett's day for the Oakland Raiders as he guided his team along with a great defense and a superb runner Kenny King to an upset 38-24 win. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen in Oakland, California. The Raiders have upset the Chargers by 14. So the Raiders gain revenge after their overtime loss in San Diego. They beat the Chargers today 38-24. One other final that'll complete the package. You've had all the final scores today. The Lions beat New Orleans 24-13. Any final comment, Merlin?
Well, you saw 2 of the wounded there. Pastorini in front of Louis Kelcher, who had been on the sideline. I think the concern in the dressing room of the Chargers has to be about the injuries to Washington and Kelcher. Certainly Washington, you saw what happened to the offensive line when he was hurt. Certainly exciting football all the way around.
And stay tuned immediately following these local messages. Disney's Wonderful World, seen in its entirety over most of these stations except Mountain Pacific Time Zone stations, where the program will be seen at its regular time.